Hey and welcome back. In today's video, I'll show you how to make this cinnamon and brown sugar cold foam cold brew. I filmed a short on this a while ago, but wanted to film an in-depth video to show you exactly how I make it from start to finish. You'll want to start off by making your cold brew. You can make it in really anything you have. I just have a few options to show you here. If you're making a smaller batch, you can make it in your French press like I have. You can also make it in a half-gallon mason jar, and you'll just put the coffee right in the bottom, fill it up with water, and pour it over a coffee filter. But what I'll be showing you today is this KitchenAid cold brew maker. It was a gift from my parents, and it's just a glass container with a spout, and it has this mesh basket in there to help filter out the coffee. Today I'll be making a cold brew concentrate, which takes quite a bit of coffee. Here I'm pouring in 12 ounces of coarsely ground coffee beans. If you don't have a coffee grinder, you can use pre-ground coffee for this. A lot of people make cold brew by just pouring cold water over the grounds and letting it sit, but I really like to do a hot bloom. So here I'm just taking 24 ounces of water that I've heated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm just pouring it over the grounds and using a spoon to make sure that the water is coming in contact with all of the grounds. You'll let the coffee bloom for no more than 30 seconds before pouring in your remaining 30 ounces of cold water. I've made cold brew dozens of times, and I find I prefer this method because I think it gives the coffee a fuller flavor without getting the bitterness of just brewing hot coffee and putting it over ice. So just continue to fill your container with the cold water until it is filled up and everything's been cooled down. You can let your cold brew sit on the counter or in the fridge for 12 to 24 hours before it's ready to use. And while you can use any coffee you like, I really enjoy making this with flavored coffee like this hazelnut vanilla. To make the cold foam, you'll only need a couple of ingredients, all of which I'll have listed in the description down below. So first we'll start off by adding in some heavy cream. 2 tablespoons of a brown sugar replacement, a few shakes of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can of course use a bowl and a whisk or even a hand mixer. And we're just going to whip the cream until it's about doubled in size, being careful not to overmix it. The foam should end up looking something like this, where it has thickened up quite a bit but is still pourable. This recipe will make several servings, so you can store your cold foam in a sealed container where it will happily last 3 to 4 days in the fridge. After 12 to 24 hours, we can strain our coffee. For the container I'm using, I'm just lifting out the basket and letting it set on its side to allow the remaining coffee to drip out. Because this is a coffee concentrate, I usually like to do 1 part coffee to 1 to 2 parts water. And of course, add as much or as little of that cold foam as you like, and if you're feeling fancy, add a few extra shakes of cinnamon on top. This is such a nice treat to enjoy on a hot day, and I do hope you give it a try. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.